Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lolley, and I will be representing Cypress Creek Middle School. I'm presenting about the triumphs and tragedies of the revolutions of 1989. When individuals think of communism, what do they think of? Some think that communism is about Marxist philosophy and the equality of all people. But this is far from the truth, as communist parties around the world have only showed us oppression by government. And according to ScottManning.com, communism has eradicated up to 150 million people. With this being said, brave heroes do exist in our world and do what it takes to battle for our individual freedoms. These freedom fighters were part of the 1989 revolutions which spanned through Europe. Imagine for a second about the freedoms the United States has to offer to each and every American citizen. And then think about how communist governments around the world have eliminated many for speaking against them. Living in a land of communism was truly a life of fear. With this all said, what is communism? And what were the brave revolutionists fighting for? To begin, communism is a very economical ideology that was conceived by two German economic philosophers, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. According to allaboutphilosophy.org, communism states that many problems in society are due to the unequal distribution of wealth, and all distinctions between rich and poor should be eliminated. One of the most infamous world leaders of the 20th century who was intrigued by these ideas was a man named Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin made sure that regular workers and the rich were equal, so he enforced a 5-year plan. With this plan, he implemented collectivism. According to GeneralHistory.com, labor needed a massive increase in the workforce, and this was achieved by an utterly ruthless power of the provision of work slaves. Wages were very low, and arriving 20 minutes late to work would have you dispatched to an internment camp. Communism has showed us nothing but the true madness and evil that government control can have over human life. Communism like this still exists today in North Korea, and many are sent to labor camps for speaking against the government. Communism is nothing but a murderous regime when it holds power. That's why we have heroes that take a chance to make a difference. Following this, the revolution spanned from 1989 to 1991, when the Soviet Union finally fell. These revolutions were, of course, the following wave of uprisings after the precursor 1956 Hungarian Revolution. These all began with mass protests flooding across the Eastern Bloc, more specifically Poland, East Germany, and Romania. Poland was the first to leave the Iron Curtain, as 5 days following the mass protests, they changed their one-party state to a more democratic one. Following shortly after, East Germany opened their border to allow their citizens to travel freely across the country. This resulted in thousands of citizens flooding past the Berlin Wall, and to protest the government, they even began to tear down the wall. But of course, with every revolution, some resulted to civil unrest and riots. One of the most effective riots of these was the Romanian Revolution, which led thousands upon thousands of people to fight off governmental forces with weapons, explosives, and more. The military even assisted the people, and they finally took down and executed their own president, destroying more of the communist regime. The people have triumphed. What are the long-term effects of the revolutions? According to NewWorldEncyclopedia.com, the Soviet Union and the United States began working to end the Cold War and abolish the Warsaw Pact. Following this, the Soviet Union finally fell. The powerhouse of communism collapsed. The people again, victorious. To sum up all the major European change, the people have seen the madness of communism and how it can break people and kill them too. And how well brave heroes can fight off a hostile force. I encourage all of us to take a stand and to make a difference, just like the brave revolutionists. Thank you.